It is so great to see you. It's been a while since we've had a chance to chat one on one, looking at each other. We've done some phone interviews, but it's great to see you. How are you holding up throughout COVID-19 and the shutdowns and the openings and, trying to create new music and getting new music and all these crazy things going on? How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty well considering. It's definitely been a tough time, I think, for all of us. And I think of frontline workers and people like that who've had it, so much worse. But it's definitely been challenging in the music industry. But we've been able to keep working on a new record that I have coming out later this year, and this song. And so that's definitely been keeping my attitude happy and joyful, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. So I'm just trying to focus on that.
Yeah, no, you've been doing some really great things. One of the things I saw that you were doing was you were doing giveaways, and you were giving away like something I have on right now, these great headphones.
Yes, the Jabra headphones. That was awesome. Yes, we've been partnering with some really wonderful brands and Cafe Aga, which is a coffee company out of Quebec, and it is incredible. And I love my coffee, so that's been
And
really
I love my headphones too. That's why I feel like I can never take them off. In fact,
well, they look great on you.
oh yeah, no, I love them. In fact, yeah, I even wake up to them. So there you go. I have them on while I'm sleeping when I'm listening to so many other great things. But no, and part of the great things I always listen to is your music. You have
Oh,
done
thanks.
so much since we've met. How do you think that
Hmm.
you've grown? And it was, what was it, a year and a half ago that we met, I would say.
Yeah.
How much do you think musically, professionally, and even personally have you grown throughout that time?
Well, I guess I'll start with personally a ton. We've never experienced a pandemic before, so there's so many challenges, and I think having a part of the music industry, not happening, not out playing shows, not interacting with people, that's a huge part of who you are. And I think what I've realized is it's so easy for us to, as an artist, to place all of our identity in that. And so when all of that is kind of taken away, it sometimes the foundations of your life shake a little bit. And so I've really had to tune in on, what is my true foundation, and who, come back to just who you are without all of those things sometimes. So that's been an incredible challenge, but I think I've just grown a lot and in those ways. And musically, a lot of these songs that are coming out on my record touch on things that came up out of the pandemic. There is one song in particular that definitely would not have been written without the context of what we've all experienced in this pandemic. And so it's caused me to really dig into my music a lot more. And I think the listeners will respond to the music differently because of all of this that's happened as well. So I'm really excited, and especially for this song as well.
Well, we're going to get to that single in just a second. But I want to talk about Heart Drunk because this was something that you released during the pandemic. Congratulations on that. For folks who may not realize what the song's about, what's the song about and how did you get this song released through the pandemic? Because I know a lot of artists were having a tough time in recording, in trying to figure out what they can do and what they can't do, going into the studios, not going to the studios, sending things through email and stuff like that. What's the song about, and how did you get this song recorded?
Well, I try to make every single song that I release something that is true to who I am. That's something that I have been working really hard over the past couple of years to release music. That's something that I feel and is real and authentic. And I'm getting married this year. I'm
Oh,
recently.
congratulations! Wait a minute, hold on, wait. Let's hold off on that song for a second. We'll get back to that.
Aw,
Congratulations! When did this happen,
thank
and how
you.
did this happen? I love the way you
Well,
were just gonna just let that slide, by a little bit. Well, let's see the ring again.
yes, it is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, he did a
He did
good
an amazing
job.
job. He did.
Okay,
I love it
so
so much.
when did this happen, and how did this happen?
Well, it happened in Alora, which is where my fiance Ryan and I had our first date. Alora is a beautiful small town, so he took me back to that, and that was in February. So it's been a couple of months now, And yeah, I was very surprised. Especially, it was just such a boost with everything that's happening right now. And we're planning our wedding for October of this year, so a pretty short engagement, but yeah, I just
No,
have
no.
all the feelings right now.
We want more details. What did he do? How did he plan it? Did he get on one knee? Did you start crying? We want the
Yeah.
details. How did that happen? How did it happen?
Well, so he's pretty traditional. So he asked my dad, of course, a week
Smart.
before.
Smart.
Yeah, we had gone out to see my parents. He had asked my dad, and so that was one of the first things that I asked him when he got down on one knee was, "Did you ask my dad first?" Because that was important to me too. But my family loves him, so of course that was all great. But we were staying at a place in Elora, and there was a beautiful little lookout, and so he had said, "Oh, I want to go up onto this lookout before the sun goes down. Let's just go up and take a look at the property." So he said, but the owners had said, I'd told them because it was winter that we might go up there if they could have the snow shoveled off on the steps. And so he had said that he had asked the owners, and they had said that there might be some mice or other creatures living up there because it was winter and no one had been going up there. So he said, I'll go up first and check it out. So he's lucky that I still went up, because I could have easily said, heck no, I'm not going up there. So he had went up the stairs first and kind of ruffled around, and he said, oh, you can come up now. And I went up, and there was rose petals on the ground and twinkly lights, and he was down on one knee. So it was just so beautiful. And I think I said, are you serious? Maybe 5 times. I was just so excited. It's just the best feeling in the world.
Amazing. A great story to tell during this tough
Yeah.
time. So,
Yeah.
congratulations to the both of you. I
Thank
cannot
you.
wait to see what happens with the wedding because we follow each other on Instagram. So, I know pictures will be popping up all over the place. So,
Yes.
congrats, congrats,
Yes.
congrats. Okay,
Thank
let's get
you.
back to Heart Drunk because we got the great story. What's that song about?
Yes. Yeah, so this is exactly about that feeling. I had kind of a little bit of a hard time in the dating world, and had went through, some heartbreak. And when I met my fiance, my heart just felt something I had never felt before. And you feel you are flying so high in the sky, and you just kind of feel a little bit drunk. So I had brought that title into a songwriting session with Derek Rattan, who is someone that I had wanted to write with for so long. He is just so amazing, and he was a dream
And
songwriter.
if we can stop, can you talk a little bit more about Derek? Because
Mm.
Derek is literally the man when it comes to songwriting, his own music, working with other people. Like this guy is the songwriter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had first seen him play at the Canadian Country Music Awards Songwriter Showcase a few years ago, and I had thought in my mind, oh, I hope one day, I get to write with him. And see, it's kind of something that feels so far off. And we got introduced through a mutual friend, and I was just so grateful for that opportunity to be able to meet him, let alone to write with him. And yeah, it was just incredible experience and opportunity.
Man, you're getting all this good, you work with Derek, you get this great song out there. The song, of course, is inspired by this great before the fiance, guy that you meet becomes boyfriend, now fiance. Are you
Yeah.
just like literally? Are you always walking on rose petals now? And are there like bluebirds
Aw.
singing over your head, and there's a rainbow over your house? Because the worst
Aw.
time that's going on in the world, and somehow you just cut it through with that
Aw.
beautiful light of yours.
Aw. I feel so blessed. God is good. God is so good.
Absolutely, and we're blessed too because you've got new music. What's the new single called, and what's this one about?
So this single is probably the song I am most excited about any song I have released so far. It is called Home Team. And especially during these times, I've realized how much those people in your life that have been there with you for the highs, the mountaintop moments, but also the really challenging moments of life, how much those people truly mean to you. And so I wanted to write a song that was essentially an anthem and a thank you to all of those people in my life. And I've come from a small town, and my hometown has definitely stuck with me through building my career, and they've cheered me on. And my family, they have come to so many shows where they were the only ones in the audience, and my friends too. They've just been so supportive, and those people just deserve to be celebrated. And this song is for everyone who has those people in their life.
This sounds like a big song when I heard it. Like, big instruments, big voice, big everything. Like, this sounds like a song that you would play in a stadium. Was that the thought behind that also?
It absolutely was. So the song came to be, I had had that title in my mind, Home Team, for a while. And the morning I was in Nashville, it kind of came to my mind again. Sometimes that just happens in the day of a session, and an old thought comes back. And so I had brought it into my very first write with Karen Kosowski, who we wrote the single with. And so right away she thought, what if we make the song sound like we are in either a football stadium with a marching band playing, or any sort of sports stadium. So we tried to bring that feeling definitely into the song because we're playing on that idea of a team.
You can definitely hear that. With these great singles, you kind of mentioned it earlier. So, are we looking at EP album following this at some point?
We are, yes. And I can just hardly contain my excitement about it. So that's going to be coming out later this year, in late 2021.
Okay, and I'm assuming that these songs are basically stories of your life. You kind of mentioned it earlier. I just want to say it again. What you've been going through in these last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. There's every single song that is on this EP is something that is a part of who I am, and that was my goal, was to write an album where every song was some part of me. So there's songs on there that are about my small town, where I came from, my family, and also the journey of just life, and how sometimes things don't turn out. Although sometimes, we have these mountaintop moments and great moments in our lives, there's also a lot of moments where things don't go as you planned. And I wanted that to be part of it too. And so there's songs about that and how that truly shapes who you are. But I think all of the songs have hope and joy to them. And I hope and pray that that brings joy to everyone that gets to listen to it.
Your life and your smile brings joy to everybody. So the music is just added bonus. Do we get to
Thank
see
you.
that beautiful smile on stage virtually throughout 2021? Are there going to be shows that you're going to be doing? Will we see you in drive-in shows? What are the plans for the summer?
Yeah, so right now we're just kind of waiting to see what happens with the stay-at-home order, especially in Ontario. But I'm really, really hoping to be able to get out there and be playing some of these songs. And we're going to do as much as we can virtually to get out there to be playing the music for everyone.
Okay, and as we're wrapping this up, what beautiful words can you say for the folks out there? Because let's face it, this pandemic has not been easy for people. People have lost loved ones. People have lost their jobs. Some people feel like they've lost hope. We've seen some of the dark side to people going through this and reacting to this. What can you say to those folks who are feeling like there's just no hope? But let them know that yeah, it may be tough times right now, but we'll get through this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just know that you're not alone. We are truly all in this together. And I think that during the dark times is when the light shines the brightest. Hang on to those little glimpses of light in your life, your loved ones that are around you. Just hang on and keep going. And I know that we're going to get through this.
We're all gonna walk on rose petals like you have. I cannot wait. Thank you so
Aw.
much for this interview. Thank you for the great music. And like I said, congrats on everything you're doing. I can't wait to talk to you next because I don't know, you're gonna have something wonderful also happening. So it gives us a lot of
Aw.
hope through your eyes and through your life. Thank you so much for the interview.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Rudy. It's always a pleasure.